99% of crypto traders who do not pay attention will be completely liquidated by the end of this week. And the reason why I say that is because it's a massive, massive week packed with FOMC, rate cut decisions, potentially a hint to quantitative easing and the end to quantitative tightening. We're looking at NVIDIA and Jensen speaking on there, and a bunch of other things, obviously tariffs, Trump, and the charts, of course. So it's a bunch of things to talk about. I really hope that you are going to pay attention and just hear out what I have to say, and hopefully protect yourself. The market actually does look quite decent. If you look at this on the week, we're kind of seeing some kind of greenness in random tokens like HNT and Caspa and OKX's token, which, by the way, shout out to OKX. I will tell you a little bit more about that. But you do see some of the tokens on the weekly and on the day. Obviously, we are green, but I do not think this is something that you should actually trust. And I do not think this is actually something that will sustain on the long run. Now, guys, if you want to know more, only thing I ask you is to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I bring you the best alpha every single day. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe, and I am helping you get into crypto, understand and navigate the markets, talk about the past 24-hour news and the next 24-hour news. So you get everything here, including trades and much more. That sounds good. Please just smash and obliterate the like button. What's happening in the chat here? We are going to do a lot of token analysis as well, so just get your tokens ready. Can we short the market already? I am continuously shorting every single bounce. I even shared this. Let me just go here. Did you guys look at that? I shared it on my X. I shared the actual trade and I shared the short here. So I talked about it on the channel here, and that I said on the live here, and I said that I'm going to short Doge when it gets there, and I did actually short it. So that was quite decent. Cost fire with end of today. So sorry for being a little bit late. Technicals and a lot of things happening. All waiting on the news. This has been quite the road. What is that? What is that package? What is that? Open it. So if it's a vibrator, I can't open it live here. So, but we just got a package. GM. Like, let's see. What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, okay. That's bad. Chop, what's happening? By the way, 50K, huge 40 million short to 69. Let's see, I'm going to talk about that. Short Mavia, bull present. When group soon? I don't know if I'm going to launch a group, actually. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Are we bullish yet? Not yet. Okay, let's jump into it. Guys, let's jump into it. I'm so happy seeing all of you here. I think it's time to go. Well, number one, which is like quite big this week, is obviously the FOMC, right? Wednesday, we do have the FOMC meeting, and more than ever, we always talk about that this is the most important FOMC of your, until the next FOMC. But it really is going to be interesting and important for a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons is because we did see CPI coming lower, which means there is possibly a direction for the Fed and then information for the Fed. The Fed, JP, the Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, is very vocal about the fact that they need to see inflation come down. Like, that's what he's talking about. And for the first time in a very long time, CPI reading comes in actually lower than it was expected, which is a very good indication that they're somehow achieving their target. Now, obviously, this is the result of Trump's actions and tariffs and all the stuff that's been happening, but it doesn't really matter because they are reaching their target, which is great. So now for this FOMC on Wednesday, there's a 99% probability that there is not going to be a rate cut, which is not even expected. It's fine. We're pricing in about 1 or 2 rate cuts this year. So we still got time. But what everybody's talking about is that probably JP is going to be a little bit dovish and announce that quantitative tightening, which is, like basically not like holding on to money and not injecting money into the economy, is ending. And that will be extremely, extremely bullish, because when quantitative tightening ends, obviously quantitative easing will start at some point. Transitional period can be months, actually. But anyway, when it starts, there will be new money in the economy. People will borrow and the economy will start pumping again, and that obviously will drag crypto with it. But there's a 57% probability for a June rate cut. 57 to 60%. So it will be very, 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 very important to see how will JP, it's not even the numbers, probably there's not going to be any cut, but the numbers that will come out and the conference that will come out afterwards will be very, very, very important. Now, polar market is pricing in a 100% chance that the Fed ends quantitative tightening before May, which again, is probably going to happen now. So that's the reason why there is a 100% chance. That basically means that there's basically no people betting against it, which is quite wild. But usually what happens, or what we crypto bros count on, is that quantitative easing is obviously very, very good for the markets. And if there was a rate cut spiced with quantitative easing, that would obviously be extremely injection into the economy and could start rolling. Now, I don't think it is that simple. I'm going to share with you why the other things do matter. But in general, that is one of the biggest reasons why this week will be very volatile. If it doesn't meet expectations, if there is a 100% chance, there's a 100% chance on polar market that they end quantitative tightening before May, and they have this meeting and two more and one more until then. If on this meeting JP does not start hinting about quantitative tightening, we've got a problem. So that will obviously cause volatility. But if they do hint that quantitative tightening ends and quantitative easing starts and potentially start seeing rate cuts, we could see a massive pump in the market, which is something that we have to talk about. Someone's calling me from, where is that? From the UK. I don't know. I don't know who's calling me from the UK, but I have a show to run. Don't call me from the UK now. Okay. So 4 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated at 90,000. And the chart tells me that we can actually bounce even harder. Again, I'm going to talk about the charts in a second. But in general, what you want to see here, that there is a lot of people that take positions now. And the worst thing that you can actually do is to start trading before Wednesday. But that's not only the only thing that is happening. We've got this dude in office, right? And this whole tariff and trade war thing is not gonna be gone as fast as people think it is. It is actually just getting started on April 2nd with tariffs to Europe, for example. It's gonna be quite crazy. And although we think that it's nothing serious because it's already priced in, I definitely don't think it's priced in. Tariff news is mostly priced in, but the impact of that and the reaction and the additional information that could come is not priced in. So I do think that this can obviously steer the markets. And then of course we have this debt refinance that we've talked about, which again, I don't necessarily think that is going to be this week, but the Fed decision and the Fed, the way JP is going to put the information forward can have an impact on this as well. I talked about the debt refinancing that the States has to do in the next 6-7 months, and they have about $9.2 trillion that matures and therefore needs refinancing because they're probably just not going to pay out that 9.2 trillion. And it's going to be higher rates, so Trump's best interest is to just do whatever he can, regardless of the markets, to get better deals on the refinancing of that deal. So the other thing that is happening this week is that we've got these peace talks, ceasefire talks. Putin and Trump, and of course Zelensky, and actually all parties are really involved now with trying to make a deal. Now, although a lot of people think this will have a very positive impact, here's my take on it. I think there is not going to be an extreme positive impact on the first second when it happens. I don't think the market will react to it like crazy and we start rallying. But on a long run, it's obviously extreme. One less uncertainty on the market. But also, the reason why this week is specifically important is because if we've got another tantrum from Zelensky or whatever that we've seen previously, and the ceasefire deals off the table, that can actually negatively impact the market. So I do think that the upside here on the short term is not much, but the downside can definitely be, we're really playing with World War III to some extent here. So the downside will obviously, in my opinion, downside is definitely much more severe than the upside. So if you combine everything, it's a perfect brew for a shitstorm. And this is why it's not necessarily worth trading this week. I'm going to look at the charts and figure out what we do. But one more thing to talk about is China. We have to talk about China. And so, what is interesting about China, unemployment rates, obviously they have this quantitative easing happening and they inject a shit ton of money into the economy, but it's not enough. So their unemployment rate rises to 5.4%, estimated 5.1%, highest since February 2023. So what will happen here, that the only way forward for them is to start increasing or keep pumping money into the economy, which again is extremely bullish for us short term because of the quantitative easing. But the problem, and a lot of people disregard, is that they have to do this because the system is raking. Okay, so that combined with the whole United States tariff thing, this could really, really, really be a problem. But I just saw this, which is like the real word no one is talking about. And we're laughing at this, but 5 years from now, we're going to look back and we're like, holy shit, that was actually the thing that was happening. So it's quite crazy. Anyway, but it's still cool. And this is just a TLDR for me as well, that I do think that everything is going to the direction that we talked about. I tweeted about it a lot of times, but everything is headed to the direction where it needs to be headed. I just very, very, very importantly, try to make you aware and try to urge you for caution that you don't have to change the world this week. Okay, I'm probably going to sit out trading. I'm going to close my trades, most of my trades, and you've got time. That's the most important, okay? Warren Buffett, by the way, says that Trump is making the best financial decision in 50 years, which is super bullish. Like, this guy obviously sitting on cash, so he's very happy that it is happening, but it is what it is. Now, obviously, we've got a bunch of key events as well. Your US retail sales happening today, manufacturing survey happening, NVIDIA talk. So there is Jensen talking on this NVIDIA. I don't even know if is this an NVIDIA conference or just he's speaking? I'm not sure exactly, but he's speaking about GPUs, which is basically driving the entire US stock market now with NVIDIA being largest. Fed policy decision, the FOMC happening Wednesday. Dot plot, it's also very important, so they actually have the probabilities coming out as well. Powell has a press conference on Wednesday after that, which I talked about. Jobless claims, so bunch of stuff. Do not trade brainlessly this week. This is what it basically. Let me just put this in here because I have this blinking in my ear. I don't know if you guys hear it, but anyway, very important. Let me just jump in here and see what's happening before we move on. I see we have 700 people and 187 likes. Guys, you know the drill. What we should do is that you guys should smash the like button, and then I'm just gonna read the comments until then. 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪. Late but present. John, nice seeing you here. We're 82 likes. Yes. Like the stream. Damn it. Yes. By the way, 50K, I don't know what that means. Hey, are we bullish? No. 431 million short will be liquidated or closed. He will give up. We'll see. I'm going to talk about that. It's quite an interesting happening from yesterday. Neo looks fantastic. We're going to talk about they're already late on starting quantitative easing. Big international need for refinancing is growing. If they don't start QE, this next meeting, we're all in trouble. I agree with you. Neo is looking good. We're going to look at it. I don't know if it can be bullish or bearish, confused. I'm going to clear it out. Don't you worry. MicroStrategy acquires 130 Bitcoin at an average price of 82,000. Good. GM, like it or he will shut it. You know the drill. Yo, King, give us group updates. So here's the reality with the group. I want to help you guys, but it's just so much time and pressure and effort, and we need to try to find I need to organize the team here with us as well. So we need to make sure that we've got a good team that is available to tackle on anything, and then we can move on. But at this current stage, just don't see us responsibly doing a Telegram group, and I don't want to do it just for lol. So can we dump the gold price, please? Yes, we could. Where are you from? I'm from India. India, my friend, what's happening? Should I sell my 75% trade or should I wait? Bro, there's such a I can't give you that advice. $1 billion hustle. You know it if you know it. We have a new episode coming out that just came out, so go and check it out. There's a link in the description to my weekly vlog. But very important. There was a DM. Someone DM'd me and they're like, "Oh my God, we're in a bear market." That's what everybody's telling me. No, we are not in a bear market. I'll tell you when we are. We're not in a bear market. It's my opinion. I'm just here telling you what I think and what I'm doing with my own money. We're not in a bear market, but we are in a macro-driven storm fueled by Trump. By the way, if you don't follow me next, there is a link in the description. You should. Since crypto is a tiny industry, the devastation is amplified. Meaning, if the stock market, the US stock market, falls 5%, crypto falls 15%. And actually didn't, because if you look at Bitcoin, it's holding extremely well. But it's not a surprise that we, as crypto, take the biggest hit when a shitstorm like this is happening. But the storm will pass, geopolitical tension will cool, quantitative easing will start, and we'll make so much money, we won't know what to do with it. And I believe it. I stand by it. This is the reality. You just have to hold on. There's a bunch of indicators. It's not only me. There's a bunch of data and indicators that tell you that the market top is not in. You can look at a bunch of things. For example, you can look at M2 money supply. Rose 4% year over year in January, the fastest pace in 30 months. Now, what is interesting is that Bitcoin had not caught up. So while we've seen correlation here, as the money supply started going up, Bitcoin started going up as well. Here, money supply started going up, Bitcoin started going up as well. It's lagging about 2-3 months. So now there's a steep rise in the global M2 money supply, which is basically all the money in the world. If there's more money in the world, more money moving around, more rotations, more investments. So it's obviously great for risk assets as well. So there's a 2 to 3 months push. Now, again, very important. I still base everything on Trump, on tariffs, and on global inflation. So if you look at China, if you look at Japan, in the yen carry trade, if you look at the States. But one thing is certain, that this is a very, very, very strong indication that at some point, 2-3 months from now, we should start seeing a massive uptick. Also about the correction, and I got people talking to me and they're like, oh yeah, look at everything. Stocks are down, whatever. And Baston puts it very, very nicely. Listen to this.
Worst week for the.
So we start here because
Talk about what happened in the stock market this week. Worst week for the market in 2 years. Does that worry you, Mr. Secretary?
Not at all. I've been in the investment business for 35 years, and I can tell you that corrections are healthy. They're normal. What's not healthy is straight up, that you get these euphoric markets. That's how you get a financial crisis. It would have been much healthier if someone had put the brakes on in 06, 07. We wouldn't have had the problems in 08. So I'm not worried about the market.
So very important. There is no worry about the market. Now, obviously, it doesn't look good when everything starts bleeding like crazy, but I 100% agree. Corrections are normal. Corrections are normal. And whatever we see, it's not a bull, it is a bull market correction, but it's an extended correction because of, again, as I said, the macro situation, because of what's happening in the world. So whatever you see now is normal. So if this is your first rodeo, please look at the stock market and understand that while Tesla is down 50%, let's look at some of the stocks just for understanding. Let's look at Tesla here on the daily chart. Tesla is down since December 50%. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is down from December. NVIDIA is down 30%. These are the largest companies on the planet. These are like, let's look at Apple. What is Apple doing? Apple is down from December 20%. So it's obviously expected that crypto is going to take a hit, and going to take a little bit bigger hit than traditional large companies that are worth trillions and trillions of dollars. Okay, so it's not something that you should be extremely worried about. You should be worried about not being positioned and chopping yourself up on trading weeks like this. That's what you should be most likely. And if you look at the S&P, I have some data here which is quite interesting. So if you look at the S&P drop as well, previous corrections from all the way from 1955. If you look here, every time it happened, we had this massive correction. Again, 1955, 10% correction, which we had now in February. We had this, yes, so 2018 down here. 2018 was the last time when we had this massive correction. 19% correction. You look at it 1 month after, it was down minus 6.3, 3 months 6%, 6 months 5%, 12 months 12%. But it was 19%. But it was curious. If you look at previous ones, for example, you look at 2000 and let's look at 2015, 14% down. But if you look at it 6 months later, it was already up. 12 months later, already up 15%. Or if you look at smaller corrections like what we had now, and if you look back at this, for example, 20, what is it like? I was looking at something wrong here, but you can look at this here, for example, 1998 down. So what I want to show with this is that these percentages might seem very little for us crypto bros, but this thing being up 25% after dropping 20%, all within a 12 months period, is extreme. So now expectations are that the S&P will up, even though it has a massive drop. And you look at Tesla, so you look at NVIDIA, they will go back up once everything is sorted in terms of tariffs and general direction, quantitative easing, rate cuts. So it's like a very uncertain time. One thing is certain when it comes to Bitcoin is that we will see whales buying Bitcoin yet again. So what's happening is whales are buying, and guess what? Retail is selling. The same amount of retail selling is happening that was happening before the 2020 bull run. If you look at this picture, it represents perfectly. You see down here, whales retail holdings are basically going down, fluctuating and going down. The same thing is happening here. Look what happened to the price of Bitcoin afterwards. So you see here in the beginning, you see accumulation happening on retail holdings all the way down here from 2018, 17, whatever, from the bull market. The accumulation happens, and then people get tired and go, okay, well, they start offloading. The market picks up. Look what happens. The exact same thing. There's a massive sell-off happening after consolidation on retail holdings. People getting wrecked. People getting chopped. People getting tired of the space for obvious reasons. Yet you will see probably very similar when it comes to price, like what you've seen later in late 2020. So one thing that is super important, and I'm going to start talking about this week on the chart. One thing that is very important, please don't get wrecked. It's not worth it. You don't have to catch the bottom. You don't have to catch the top. You don't have to be a perfect trader that takes 15 trades every single week. Just hold on to your cash and wait for the right time to deploy. Don't care about bull market. Don't care about bear market. Wait. With big cash, wait. I'm not investing. I'm buying Bitcoin because I always buy Bitcoin, but I'm not investing. I'm not trying to catch the best protocol on the freaking planet. I'm holding my cash, okay? So if I'm 100, as I said here, I'm very certain that we're gonna get insane years this year, but we need Trump to clean shop, yada yada. So we will have a massive bounce, but you need to be ready. And if you cut yourself up, if you chop yourself up, you're in trouble. And also, I just wanted to bring in here, since I became like a Bitcoin maxi, it's super important to know that you're still about 1% of the entire crypto space. So around 250,000 people understand Bitcoin deeply. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do a keynote, and I thought I understood Bitcoin, and then I realized that I didn't. I've been in the space since 2016, 8 years now, and I had no freaking idea what Bitcoin really was. I thought I knew, this distributed ledger, but how does it actually work? I didn't know. I just recently understood the power behind the Bitcoin network. About 350 million people have exposure to Bitcoin, meaning actually put their own money in there. But most importantly, about 98% of the population still has no clue. So somewhere in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we'll have a aha moment, which I had now, and people are going to start pouring into Bitcoin. So whatever you do, what I want, and again, the reason why I'm talking about this now, you might be wondering, why is this guy talking about this now? Is because I know a lot of you will want to trade. It will be FOMO. It will be, holy shit, the Fed did this, and now we're going to start buying shit. And then you're going to get wrecked. The reason why I'm buying Bitcoin is because it's a technological marvel that we've never seen before. Well, dig butt NFTs is not. You know what I mean? So like, even if you accumulate stuff, make sure that you accumulate something that has so much value that you haven't seen before, and you can hold it for years and years and years, and you're not relying on that. And this is just the cool stuff. I just learned that 86% of Americans are retarded. Not my words. I'm just reading up here. Would you invest in Bitcoin? About 21,000 votes done by CNN. 86% said no. So you're still extremely early. Okay. That said, I think it's time for us to start looking into the chart. Guys, I'd like to ask you, we have 900 people watching. Please take 2 seconds to like the show. It's a good Monday. We need to set the precedent that we are here every single day. Sailor just bought 10 million. You know what that is? You see this little toy here? This is the money going into Bitcoin and going out of Bitcoin. This is Sailor's 10 million. This. Okay, so please, anybody who's like the rover type going, Sailor put $10 million Bitcoin on my guess, nothing. Okay, it doesn't matter at all. Just got wigged out of my short on Ben. I'm telling you, don't get chopped. Is the expectations we'll see 60K soon? No one knows. I can tell you, I'll give you guidance and I'll give you my levels and whatnot. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for 450 likes. That's what we're just gonna look at each other, bro. I'm serious. We're at 340. We're gonna look at. We need 100 likes. There's 900 people. We're looking at each other. We're just gonna do a stare contest then. Sailor just put check chart ASAP. I love this. Check chart ASAP. The chart is not going anywhere. This is exactly what I'm trying to make a point with this show. Should we DCA into defensive or parabolic happening soon? In Bitcoin, yes. Mongolia is in the house. What's happening, Mongolia? I need to go. Perfect entry now. Perfect entry was yesterday. And even perfect will be tomorrow. Fefe, is it normal to be worried about this manipulation? Yes. I think I overinvested. If you invested into great protocols and great projects, you should not be worried. You should just hold onto your pants. Nice advice. Thank you. The global M2 money supply versus Bitcoin chart is only similar on the very short term. Zoom out, no correlation. There is correlation. There is correlation. If you know Telegram, start sharing scalps on X again, please. Why is my comment not showing on that screen? It does. Touch on grass utility that will be used for. I literally was thinking about it today. I will give you a banger idea for on grass. So like grass collects data, right, from people. So here is what you should do. I always have an argument with my wife. What movie should we watch, right? We always watch whatever she wants, but you know, I kind of pretend that I have a saying in that. So I'm like, you know, like what's the movie we should watch? So for example, if Grass tracks every interaction you make online, then you can just simply have an app that monitors what you searched for this week, what you did, what websites you visited, what videos you watched for both of you. And AI can match this and make recommendations based on your interest without you having to add anything to it. Could be pretty interesting. All on chain. Also, guys, for anybody tuning in, the reason why we haven't proceeded to the charts is because we have 900 people watching and only 370 likes. So we're going to do a stare contest until we get to 450 likes, which, you know, if everybody just took 2 seconds to like the show, we could be moving on. Why my account is not changing? I don't know what you mean. What up, bruv? Tell us about School course. So School is launching. School, Crypto School Intro to Crypto is launching very, very soon, which is going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to work on my trading school as well. We're going to see how that goes. What do you think about Q4? Do we still have another last top? Yes, absolutely. 10% up or down. I don't care. I want to see confirmation. Yes. I want to hear your thoughts on the 380 million. We're going to talk about it. It's not hard to like the show. These fans ungrateful. You know, I'm just, you know, we put so much effort into this show. And we have 900 people watching, and literally, like even now, people just don't like the show. That means it's not, then we just probably gonna drop it and do one show, you know, every second day. And, you know, we got so much stuff to do for the loyal fans. I think it's just the minimum that we can ask for. Do we short now? I am in a short, yes. Smash it like it, fam. How to make money with Doge this week. Smash the shit out of him. When Telegram missed it, Solana birthday. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well. I like your show from both my YouTube accounts. Now, what should I do? Thank you. School this week. School next week. I think it's happening next week. Let me just look at the chart here. What is going on? I just hope that we will be at that part of the show already. Just see here. Yeah, I mean, this short. I mean, the Doge short. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this one. Go like you guys, cool. Happy to be here. Awesome as always. 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪, woo! Happy that you're here. Change background to Oval Office. Oh my God, we should change the background to Oval Office. That would be so dope, bro. We should do it. 420 likes. I like that as well. 420 is not bad. If you know, you know. But yeah. Chart update on X needed. Yes. I mean, I'm here. Like, it's loaded. We can do it. I'm literally just waiting for us to interact with the show. It's so simple. It's so simple. You go look. I'm gonna show you. I'm even gonna like it from my own. Just go down here and you smash like. It's simple. It's like so simple. It takes literally 2 seconds. What do we have here? Happy to be live. Good. Happy St. Is it St. Patrick's Day? Oh my God. We should have done something. Oh, it is. Oh my God. My Irish friends. Is that like a St. Patrick Day's music? Let me see. I should call the Irishman. What am I even doing? St. Patrick's Day. Let's call him and play some song to him. This song. He's not gonna be happy about this. Okay, listen to this. This is gonna be awesome. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna play this until we wait for the. He's not gonna be happy. He's not going to be happy about this. Oh, he's not gonna hear it. Hold on.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
The lyrics in this song will tell you all you need to know.
No.
The 17th of March is when this joyous
Still can't hear it?
holiday is
Oh man,
celebrated happily.
we wanted to. I just thought it was gonna be so funny that I call you for St. Patrick's Day. I'm on the show.
What music are you playing?
I don't know. Just wrote on YouTube St. Patrick's Day song, but it was in my ear.
was
And
only
okay, cool.
16
I just wanted to
when
check
the
in. So, what's your
pirates
expectation this week,
captured
sir?
They sold
What do we do?
him into
Quarterly
slavery
meeting starts and we pump?
took him to Ireland. He kept the faith and made us escape when
I
he
think
was
this
22.
week is actually pretty important. I know we say macro is important every week, but this week's more especially important because the Fed have their dot plot. And the dot plot basically gives us a reading on what the Fed are expecting for the amount of rate cuts per FOMC member for the rest of the year. So if these guys expect that there's going to be rate cuts, then I presume the market will do quite well. If these guys expect that there's going to be less rate cuts and we maybe hold at these levels for a while, I expect the market to sort of remain stagnant or maybe even price in some downside.
But we were pricing in like what, two rate cuts this year, right?
I think it's 2 now. It does venture pretty closely between 1 or 2, but bear in mind it was 0 about 6 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago. So it is venturing up. If the dot plot, which happens quarterly, it's basically just a reading that all these Fed members fill out a chart of basically what they expect the Fed interest rate to be per month. If they say that it's going to be lower towards the year end than expected, yeah, I would expect the market to move up. So I'm favoring upside.
So what are we longing? If that happens, what are we longing? Hyper liquid?
It's nice to just stick to the stronger narrative. Currently, the stronger narrative right now is like BNB and the BNB ecosystem. But that's not until Wednesday, the FOMC, and 48 hours in crypto is a long time. So, maybe AI is strong on Wednesday because of this NVIDIA conference that's starting today or tomorrow. Maybe they announce something, they announce some funding program, they announce something that, spills over into crypto and we get some AI run. Or, something is announced from the Digital Asset Summit, which starts in New York tomorrow, that, a whole RWA, something can be announced. And then, people start longing RWA coins and then they're the strongest. And then they'll be the one where people will like to pile on risk based on good news. So it's, if I'm giving an answer now, it's Bitcoin. If I'm giving an answer now in 24, 48 hours just before the event on good news, I'd say the stronger narrative there and then.
Yeah. Nice. Legend. So next time I will prep the song. Next year I'll prep the song properly so we can
yes.
Yeah, we can just joke. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Much love. Thank you.
Much love. See you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. The Irishman, ladies and gentlemen. The Irishman. Such a freaking legend, this guy. Such a cool guy. So go and follow this man. He's first of all, he's an absolute legend. It's full random. I mean, I'm so sad that we couldn't play the song, but anyway, I'll do it next time. I realized it too late. It was in my ear. But he's such a knowledgeable guy, and also what is cool about him that he is running front runners, which is I genuinely think one of the best and most versatile communities out there. Which it's quite crazy when it comes to alpha. So they have a bunch of cool stuff in there. You gotta find you will most likely find the link down here. Go and join Frontrunners. I am at some point going to be in there. It's the Frontrunners link is still not in there, but it will be in here in a second. And check it out. So it's literally I made so much money by simply monitoring Frontrunners. You have access to our morning calls. Check it out with 60 researchers and whatnot. We are going to update this here, and you're gonna have a link. This was not planned at all. This is why you don't have a link in there. But anyway, at the same time, we got the like, so I think we can start moving on. I stopped like whoring here, which is kind of cool. Fetcher signals possible tweak. Someone's saying, yo, I know you from school, or you're tweeting 100%. I'll send proof of concept, proof of something when I find it. MJ, Enough said. Good. Irish knows, the Irishman knows. Yes, Fefe, you cannot hide. I found you. I'm not hiding, brother. I'm here every single day. And if you are not here every single day, and if you're not subscribed every single day, then you're missing out. So you should be. Now I've just been told that the front runners link is in. So that sounds. Then awesome. You're missing out. Just you can just go down here and go join front runners, guys. I think you have I think you do have a free trial on this link. I'm not sure, but if you don't, well, we're just gonna sort it. But it's actually incredible. It's actually oh, you got 50% off here. Okay, but it's actually incredible, guys. Go enjoy it. Massive alpha in there. And I personally made a shit ton of money by just simply being in there. Okay, let's go on to the charts. Here's what we're gonna do. One is we're gonna look at the total market cap. Total market cap, very simple, guys. I'm gonna keep it. You know, Richard Branson had this KISS concept, keep it simple, stupid. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Very simple. One, we've got a breaker block up here, which means this was the previous high on total before we had a massive breakout. A lot of times what happens is that these areas get respected. You come back, you retest, you move on. As you could have seen previously as well on the daily chart. Look at this here. This was the high. This entire thing was the previous breaker block, comes back, respected, moves on. This is a very similar pattern, what we see right here, gets tested and moves on. So technically, we do look pretty good here. What I want to see, obviously, is a daily high. I've been very vocal about this. Unfortunately, the daily high is all the way up here at 3.12 trillion. Until that is broken and held on the daily level, I'm not interested. I don't care if I miss this 15% move or 20% move or 30% move. I don't care. I'm only interested after I see a close above. That's for larger bags and holders, like actually start getting back into shit coins, not only Bitcoin. I'm not interested until we see this. Now, on the lower time frame, again, I do not advise you to trade this week. Do not advise you at all to trade this week, especially if you look at something like this. This is what we call, this is a very strong level that caused a massive dump here. And we have a retest here. And what I genuinely believe that we're not going to, maybe we'll week 3 here and we go to this level, but I don't think that this is going to be sustained. Now, there are multiple levels that I'm looking for shorts. Okay, first of all, I'm already in a short. I am shorting. I'm shorting every time I have a little bit of a bounce. I start shorting. These are scalps, low risk, high reward trades. So, for example, I have shorted Doge here. I drafted this on the show, by the way, and it even posted it on my X. So again, this is something that you might want to follow. But I posted this because it's super simple, and it might look a little bit messy because of all the alerts and shit. But in general, it's a very simple concept. We do have a massive liquidity built up here, which means that limit orders are set. Everybody who is long is short here, has stop losses here and 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 here, and that is being taken by the market makers. So first, I shorted this one up here when we had this break below. What was it? I think this was this on the 5-minute. Shorted this here, which I posted about. And now, because we came back into this OB, I am shorting this as well. If you want to wait for confirmation, you can wait for the 17-ish cent region break. And then target is all the way down here. So I'm targeting like 15.4 or sub 15.4. If we close above this level here, though, if we close above 17, it's actually 17.8 is my stop loss. So 17.8 is my stop loss. If we close above there, I do see a possibility of this going higher all the way up here to the 19. And then again, I'm just going to short when that happens and if we see a lower time frame confirmation. But getting back to the total, so here's what I think is not going to sustain whatever is happening. There is a massive liquidity built up here as well on the top, but this in the bottom is much more. So I'm looking at multiple levels. Either we reject from here, which I personally believe is very likely, that we are going to just reject from here and not have a 4-hour close above this 2.72 trillion region. If we do, though, my next level is I'm going to look for a 15-minute market structure shift, which is basically a lower low up here at a 2.77 to 2.8 trillion region. And if that happens, or if that does not happen and we still push, I do think this internal is going to be taken and go all the way up here to the 3.04-ish trillion region. And then I'm going to short from there. These are the shorts that you can really confidently take. You have to wait for a market structure shift, which is basically a higher high. and higher high, and then an immediate lower low, and then a retrace, and the retrace is the one that you are usually shorting. So this is how I am looking at this thing, and this is how I'm going to keep playing it. Now, obviously, which is very important, I am ultimately, again, on the daily only getting bullish if we hit this, but also I'm not gonna call for a bear market if we don't close below the 2.17 trillion on the daily. Like, I'm just not going to, for multiple reasons. One, this is a very strong weekly OB, so if we don't close below on the weekly level, the 2.18 trillion, even if we close below, I don't care about tariffs, I don't care about anything, it's done. If we close below the 2.18 trillion mark, I do think we're cooked, and we're probably transitioning into a bear market kind of vibes. From here, it will be a cliff internal liquidity, probably down here, 1.5. So another 30-40% drop in the market from there if we close below. I want to believe we won't. So I want to believe that even if we don't bounce from here, which is still a possibility that we bounce from here, I do believe that we're going to give it a little bit of retrace to the 50 and then another flush. And then from there, this is kind of the trajectory which I would like to see. But again, it's a lot of macro driven. So we yet to see what is going to happen. But ultimately, I think I gave you what I'm looking at. I'm either looking at shorting, but rather if you can't monitor the market, if you don't really know how to play it, rather just sit out this week, because a lot of things are going to be influenced by the macro things. If you, however, want a great exchange that is non-KYC, available worldwide, and you want a great deal, go and check out our partner VX. There is 0% maker fee if you use my link down in the description. Will be down here. You can just go down. It says VX. You can get, first of all, you can get massive bonuses. So there's like $20,000 welcome bonuses based on your deposit. Based on what you see here, you deposit $200, you get back 20. Deposit 1,000, you get back 100. Deposit 10,000, you get back 500. So there's like a bunch of things. But most important is that you get 0% maker fees. That means if you set limit orders, it costs you nothing to actually trade on VX. It's non-KYC. There's a link in the description. Go and check them out. Take advantage of the bonuses, and also take advantage of the 0% maker fee. It's just a no-brainer. Before I jump into any more charts, we're kind of running out of time here. I wanted to bring you some random news that I think is quite cool. One is that the market is completely mundane. Like, no one cares. Popcat and Peanut gets, I don't even know why Robinhood risks them 5 months after the runs. But anyway, they every time when there was a Robinhood listing, prices like skyrocketed. Now that's not the case anymore. Popcat and Peanut gets listed. Popcat moved 12%, nothing. Peanut barely cleared 4% gains. We're down bad, but this is also a very good illustration of how the market is screwed and how we're really scratching the surface of a bear market in terms of vibes, which is very good, because liquidity is still yet to come. How down bad are we in AI tickers? I think even a small retracement can be good. I disagree. If you look at some of these tokens, AI16 is the greatest hedge fund AI, which is going to be, dude, everything is going to be AI, and it's gonna, you don't have to think. These things are just going to manage your investments. Now, I don't know what the heck they thought, but down 90%, they didn't really manage their investments well. If they invested, AIXBT is down 86%, Griffin down 92%, GOAT, which is like an AI meme, oh my God, 95%. It's horrible. It's horrible. So that's that about AI agents. So next time, don't catch a falling knife. UK man who lost, like, I don't know if you heard about this guy, but this guy lost a drive which was filled with Bitcoin, like a lot of Bitcoin, 8,000 Bitcoins on that hard drive. And he's been digging through for years, but for like a decade now, digging through landfills in the UK, and now he's been denied appeal. So he will not be able to do it. Honestly, the reason why I bought it here, because a lot of us are down in a lot of positions, and you have to kill the dog sometimes, you know. And this guy actually, they did him a favor that they said, no, you can't do it anymore, because now, you know, you let go of that loss. And the moment you let go of a loss, which you know is shit, someone posted it and said, I'm down 75% on a position, what should I do? Honestly, if it's a position that you're not sure about, if it keeps you up at night, fucking cut it. And I know it hurts, but once you cut it, you just have a free mind and you can start building another position up. This is why I brought this here. Congratulations to Solana. Happy birthday, which was happening yesterday. Solana's 0 block day was happening yesterday. Quite cool. Whale is back. Now let's talk about this. Someone asked even in the chat. There is this hyper-liquid whale. Hyper-liquid decentralized exchange with a centralized exchange user interface. So you can basically go and trade like whatever, but it's in a decentralized manner. You don't have to KYC. You don't have to through a centralized exchange. Has its pros and cons. That's not the point of this section now. But the point is that there is a guy or a girl who opened up a Bitcoin short at $84,000, and his liquidation was $85,000 something dollars. So it's like nothing. It's like $1,500, and the dude gets liquidated. Now this was the position. This is still the position. He's up 2 million, by the way, on the position he had in margin. But he was like down bad at some point. It was down to like 8 million at some point. And one of the biggest reasons is because people started to stop hunt him. So what happened, I genuinely am trying to figure out why they would do it, otherwise it's fun. But there must be something in the background that we can't see and can't figure out. But one thing is certain, these guys started getting together. They secured apparently 8 figures to start liquidating these guys. And they got to the 85,000 something liquidation price, but the whale added margin to it, which means that there was no liquidation price for him, or the liquidation price pushed up to 86,700 or something like that. But the fact is that this is some crazy next level shit, bro. Like, this is some crazy next level shit. When these guys just start coming in and start winging these portfolios, let's not forget that this guy is up at like, it's a $434 million position, 22x leverage short on Bitcoin. Either he knows something that is coming out today, which is also very, very likely, and he got in too early, or I don't know what, I don't know, but something that we don't see. So this is basically it about it. Let me see your thoughts, guys, and I can do like 5 charts. Bam! I also wanted to tell you that we do have a vlog. I do have a vlog. There's a link in the description. Literally the first description. But Cuz, can you just post the link in there as well? Just here and just pin it in the chat so people can subscribe to the vlog. But it's here. It says Fefe's weekly vlog. It's the $1 billion hustle. We have a new episode that dropped. A bunch of alpha and behind the scenes. Like this is, for example, where I did one of my shows. Look at this. This is when I did one of my shows when I've been traveling. So it's worth checking out. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there. If you like motivation or if you just need some guidance in your life to do things, it could be good to see how I document my journey. So again, go down in the description, and Cuz also pinned it. It's up here, so you can click on there and just subscribe and see the stuff. We're gonna do a lot of giveaways as well. It's going to be quite cool. I didn't get a VX bonus after depositing $200. Sign up from your link. You should. If not, we have a dedicated Telegram channel to VX. If you go down here, it says here, here's a Telegram. Hold on a second. Here's Telegram. It says liquidated Bitcoin. This should be changed. But it says here, you go into this Telegram. This is a dedicated banter-oriented Telegram group with VX. So please don't start writing this in. Click here if you need. And these guys are there to help you. 0.24, which is quite cool. Already 432 million short. Yes, whale positioning is, yes, exactly. 86 is his position. Good. Liquidation price. Can we get check GALA? Ban please, Fefe, on creatine. Ban Fefe on creatine. I'm always on creatine, bro. Top $1 billion hustle episode this week. Thank you so much. We're happy that you like it. When is the Telegram coming? I'm ready. I don't know. We'll see. Funding fee is 380,000. Oh my God. GALA will never return. I have a similar observation. Let's check GALA. Let's do 3 tokens and then. Bruv. I mean, this is wow. This is wow. I don't even know what to analyze here, to be honest with you. I mean, if you believe, like, some of these tokens, make no mistake, will do this. Make no mistake. Some of these tokens will go to absolutely zero. So choose your bet wisely. Nothing to analyze here. HBAR. HBAR. HBAR will be a massive long. Like when it did come back 50. Okay, HBAR is going to be something I'm gonna long, but I need to wait for the daily high on the total. But this is going to be, it's building up liquidity. HBAR is coming down. 16. Look at this. HBAR is definitely coming down. Definitely. Down here, I'd be interested in buying. Next level is around here. Somewhere here. I don't know exactly, but it's dropping 20%. I'm interested in buying HBAR at about 15 cents. Let's do one more. Bullish on MicroStrategy long term? Yes. Check PEPE. I mean, if you're still thinking about PEPE, you've got some problems you got to sort out, some, you know, some traumas to go through. I mean, this is such a madness. Look at this chart, bro. Holy shit. 80% since December. The last 2.5-3 months, 80%, bro. That's some next level shit. I mean, I think there will be a relief rally at some point. Would be worth shorting these to freaking zero. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Nothing to look here. Honestly, I don't even want to touch them. Like, genuinely, like, I don't think so. It's a higher high though. I mean, if you want to do scalps, I mean, you can possibly just take a scalp when it gets back here at like 63, but not interested. Guys, truly appreciate every single one of you for being here. Here's what we're gonna do. We didn't get prepared today, but from tomorrow we're gonna do an analysis on the 100x club. So there's a specifically trading channel filled with trading education and much more. There's a link in the description. It's called Fefe's trading channel, the 100x club. You see it down here. You will be able to subscribe here, and we are going to bring you after these shows. We're going to just jump over there and do token analysis. It's worth subscribing as well. But until then, guys, I truly appreciate every single one of you for being here. Please promise me something. You will not get wrecked. Even if you do scalps, use no more than 1% risk on your account. Be very calculated. Use isolated leverage. And just make sure overall that you know what you're doing. So guys, truly appreciate every single one of you. You can click here if you're rewatching, watch these 2 videos, and click here to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow me on X, come back every single day, and make sure to protect your capital. That's the most important. Truly appreciate you, and I believe I'll see you in the next one. Take care.